The drive phase of the run block could be the most physically and mentally demanding skill in all of sports. The development and transfer of force in such a short area places strain on muscles, joints, tendons, and ligaments that's difficult to replicate off the field without putting the player in danger. The LB Sled is designed to maximize every aspect of run game development in the most safe, efficient, and effective manner possible. This tool is designed to specifically enhance the skills and necessary strength required for offensive line athletes. Learning how to feel the marriage of the hips and elbows is the most important element of building effective run blockers. The offensive line performance FTTG concept is developed with the LB Sled hops. FTTG is our acronym for force through the ground. All movement in offensive line play, especially run blocking, must begin with immediate and intentional force through the ground. The LB Sled hops teaches the player how to maintain a constant level of body stiffness while applying force through the ground. Run blocking is concentric in terms of how the musculature of the body responds to the movement. A concentric muscle contraction is how the body produces explosive force. The often overlooked element of run blocking is the stalemate phase, or what can be referred to as the isometric phase. Building strength, stability, and familiarity in this phase is critical to building effective run blockers. Overcoming the static to dynamic barrier is the golden ticket to high-level run blocking. This needs to be done in the most practical way that will carry over to building the skills of offensive line athletes. The LB Sled is the most effective tool for the job. Offensive line athletes must learn how to transition through every phase of run blocking. This is a trained skill. Run blocking by nature is unpredictable. Offensive line athletes need to learn how to adapt to this unpredictability while sustaining control of their bodies through preserving the elbow-hip marriage. This skill is important to be developed while under load. The offensive line performance drive-catch method demands the player to put force through the ground from the midfoot. It's important to build the necessary musculature that supports this movement pattern. The drive-catch method puts the offensive line athlete in the best position to be successful because it's the most consistent way for players to keep their ankles, knees, and hips in the most effective angles to maintain strength and stability. The drive catch is not a passive movement. It's rooted in intent. The LB Sled dynamic drive catch develops this mental intent while explosively training the primary muscles involved in run blocking. The drive catch is how offensive line athletes should move their bodies. This method applies to the run and pass. The LB Sled reverse drive catch strengthens the musculature involved in an effective pass set while teaching the related movement pattern. The general preparation of offensive line athletes must lend itself back to the demands of the job. There should never be a time an offensive line athlete is involved in training that is not generally or specifically involved in developing the skills required to become an effective all-around player. The LB Sled is the most well-rounded tool to achieve said goals. Offensive line athletes do not require extensive aerobic training. In fact, extensive aerobic training impedes the development of players. The development of the ATP-CP energy system provides the best foundation for offensive line athletes to be successful. A short and repetitive burst of energy is what offensive line play represents. Training players to be better conditioned in the necessary energy system is key to their success. Utilizing weighted pushes and sprints with the LB sled will achieve a higher level of offensive line conditioning and skill. Run blocking is not a skill solely reserved for the biggest and strongest. The requisites for dominant run blocking are pad level, hip extension, power transfer, and stability. These metrics are rooted in mobility throughout the hips and ankles. The LB sled provides a one-stop shop for offensive line development.